people of Amazonia, my fellow brave warriors of our liberation movement, my dear people of the former UN Trust territory of the British Southern Cameroons, of the once independent state of British Southern Cameroons. Accept liberation greetings from me this day, Comrade John Akuro. Today is Wednesday, the 18th of September 2024. Folks, today is another opportunity for me to express sincere thanks to all those who continue to show massive support for our liberation movement one way or the other. Those who are staying home in observance of ghost towns and lockdowns, those who are shutting down their businesses to mark this very important moment, those who are contributing financially to move this liberation struggle forward, those who are mobilizing to go out there en masse and march on the 1st of October and demonstrate and paint the world blue and white on that World Amazonia Day, those who came out in Canada en masse to be the candle bearers, and those who are preparing seriously, who are right now finalizing arrangements to descend onto New York in just 2 days, the day after tomorrow, on Friday, September 20, 2024, to, show strength and remind the people deliberating in the United Nations that there will be no peace until Amazonia is free, that it will not be business as usual until Amazonia is free. So I extend hearty salutations to you all and to those of you who continue to tune onto this platform constantly to share with me the messages that I bring here for us to educate ourselves about our liberation movement. I can only but say thank you. So if you are connected right now, do the needful. Share the link as much as you can. Share and share and share onto your finger pins so that we get as many more people as possible watching the shows and sharing in our educative messages. And of course, we will continue to get feedback as to what we need to do more to change the dynamics of things. Folks, right now, without very much ado, let me begin by reminding us about this very important demonstration that is scheduled for Friday, that's in just 2 days, in New York. And if you're not yet aware, this demonstration will take place on 405 East 42nd Street, New York. And the zip code to lead you there is 10017. This demonstration will begin on Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. In fact, let me say, like we often said, in the days of old in the southern Cameroons, in our towns and villages, when we're calling people to our occasion, we say, come one, come all. So please make no mistake, this is a very interesting demonstration because they say, come out en masse to denounce the chariot of the international community, to call out the traitors working for La République du Cameroon, to ask the UN to end the genocide in our homeland, and to call for international mediation. Of course, we are going out there also to do a demonstration of force and to continue to inspire and motivate our brave hearts back home and all our people back home, the civilian population who are standing strong and tall to continue to maintain the heat until we get our freedom. This demonstration will also serve as serious motivation and encouragement to all those who are currently experiencing lockdown. My people of Amazonia, like I said before, this is a non-partisan demonstration. You don't have to belong to AGOFC. You don't have to belong to IG Care. You don't have to belong to IG Marianta, to IG Chris Ano, to IG Sako to be part of this demonstration. You don't have to belong to the SCNC. You don't have to belong to the consortium. You don't have to belong to the APLN to be part of this demonstration. You don't have to belong to the Republic of Amazonia. All what you need to do is get out there and be an Amazonian. Be a Southern Cameroonian. This is the banner under which we are all going there as the grieving people of Amazonia, the grieving people of the Southern Cameroons, seeking to restore the soul of our stolen country, seeking to squeeze the throat of La République du Cameroon to vomit out our stolen country. Please listen. A massive participation at this demonstration will not be to the glory of those who took the initiative to plan, arrange for it, and call for it. It will be to the glory of the entire southern Cameroons. So please make all arrangements you can not to miss this demonstration. Make carpooling arrangements. I see there are some important details here. That departure from Maryland for those who want to move with the arrangements that are being established, who are not carpooling, who are not driving. Of course, go to Greenbelt Mall, 600 AM. And you want to make calls, contact Elvis Cometa, 301-979-0135, 301-979. I'll put it back there so we can see the phone numbers. Technical department, please, can you display that once more? Okay, here we go. So, Eric Akenji, phone number 301-523-9167. 301-523-9167 to reserve your seat, and departure will be 6 a.m. this Friday from Greenbelt Mall in Maryland. So you can also search to buy your flight. So they say to buy a cheap flight ticket now. Search in short, search as much as you can if you really want to go by air. But I think it will be very interesting if you carpool from Maryland, from Delaware, from Virginia, from Washington, D.C., New Jersey. Those of you in New Jersey, you are actually already in New York. You just need to go to Newark, take the PATH train, and you find yourself in New York if you don't want to drive and go have challenges having to park your car. For those of you in Boston, this trip is about 2.5 hours. Don't make any mistake to be absent from this demonstration. From those of you who are far away, just arrange the flights. I'm sure you've been arranging by now. Let us descend onto New York. So be part of this history-making moment. Please don't miss this occasion for nothing in the world. Go out there and let us not only replicate what happened in Canada recently, but let's beat it, because that is the spirit. Healthy competition. I don't want to sit back and hear after Friday that they say, oh, you people in the US, you are the epicenter of division. Let us go out there and prove the contrary. Let us go out there and give Mr. Paul Biya, oh, did I say Mr. Paul Biya? Give Dictator Paul Biya, give nonagenarian sinner Paul Biya a run for his energy and his money. Please don't miss this occasion. Go there and give young Philemon a verbal washing. This is what we need to do. Don't miss this moment. It is very, very, very important. Away from that, before I get into the beef of our conversation, we also have this very important fundraiser that is coming up in Italy. And the date for that fundraiser in Italy is the 27th. Did I miss out on the information? I'm sure you can see it on my screen there. This is also a very, very important event. If you are anywhere in Europe, please make sure to congregate in Italy and be part of this very important event. Contribute, contribute, contribute. We need to change the dynamics of our struggle. No one else will come to do it for us. We will do it ourselves. So if you are in Europe, you are in Belgium, you are in the Netherlands, you are in Spain, you are wherever, please make it a point of duty to be part of this very, very, very important fundraising event. This is capital. So it is Friday the 27th. That will be next week. Friday the 27th is called a Peace Conference. So the conference will promote peaceful negotiations to resolve the war and the humanitarian crisis in the southern Cameroons. And I said earlier, the venue is Sala Coveni Presso, CSV Lazio, Via Liberiana 17, Roma. Please don't miss this event. This is in Rome, in Italy. It is called the Southern Cameroons Rome 2024. So it is 27, Friday 27th of September, Saturday 28th of September. Please don't miss this event if you are in Europe. Make carpooling arrangement. You are in France, you are wherever, you are in Switzerland, make arrangements to find yourself in Italy. Oh yes, my people, we cannot just fold our arms and do nothing. We must do something. We must do something. Now, that said, I saw this press release from Comrade Chris Anu, and it was quite intriguing. I reached out to people in Buea, and some of the sources that I talked to in Buea in the legal department actually confirmed to me anonymously that there is a very gory situation going on there in Buea. My people of Amazonia, this is one pain too many that we cannot bear. I see Chris Anu, Comrade Chris Anu actually got some specific names. I didn't get the chance to get down to specifics, but I'm going to get even an updated list of a lot of other people concerned, both now and in the past, not a very distant past, to update and enrich this. So, Comrade Chris Anu was talking about this chilling atrocity that's unfolding in Buea, where La République du Cameroon's thugs have been silently executing innocent civilians. So, and he says this brutal campaign that, usually they have places which are torture chambers. And sometimes the people in the local community suddenly realize that some horrible things are just going on there. At some point, they just hear people screaming, screaming, screaming. They can't tell from where. And then at some point, the screaming goes dead. And then too often, days or weeks later, they discover corpses in the vicinity in advanced states of decomposition. This is not the first time it's been happening. It has been happening for quite a while. I recall at some point I actually talked to an inmate at the prisons in Buea who told me about 8 other inmates have been exfiltrated and tortured to death. One managed to escape. Until today, I don't know which direction he is, because he actually did get in touch with me at some point and said he was taking all kinds of complicated routes to get out of the African continent. I don't know where he is now. I'm also in touch with one who is somewhere really close to getting to a place where he can be free to talk. They have all witnessed this summary executions by the forces, the evil forces of La République du Cameroon firsthand. And they are not shy in trying to talk about what is happening as soon as they get themselves to safety. And I know that Comrade Nambere, I'll still call him Comrade because he had been, Comrade Nambere, who is now in safety, will find time to be able to tell us, give us inside information of what he saw when he worked with La République du Cameroon. Don't forget that he made several times clear, even while he was still out there in Ground 1, that the execution of the teachers and students, of the teacher and the pupils at the primary school in Ekondo Titi was commandeered and carried out by forces of La République du Cameroon just to tarnish the image of the Southern Cameroon Self-Defense Volunteers. This has been going on for the longest period. He also did not mince words when he attributed what happened at the is it Mount Mero or Mount whatever college secondary school in Buea, in Kumba, I beg your pardon, in Kumba, where several students were executed, and the government said it was carried out by Southern Cameroon Self-Defense Volunteers, arrested some innocent people, detained them, only for the truth to be emerging that this was actually sponsored and carried out by the government at the behest of no one else but Atanga Paul G, who we understand is currently under international investigations. So when I see the names that Comrade Chris Anu displayed here, I'll just talk about Sangwa Thierry, who should be 39, father of 3, and a clinic owner in Kumba, that he was accused of treating wounds of Southern Cameroon Self-Defense Volunteers. Etoy Elangwe, 27, a taxi driver in Buea, accused of supplying food and intelligence to the Amazonian Self-Defense Volunteers. Zisu Peter, 45, a cocoa farmer in Malende, Kumba, abducted a year ago during a raid. Ngum Elijah, 32, a bike rider from Kumba and father of 1, abducted without any explanations. And then Ebai Eno Vitalis, 52, a vendor in Muyuka, accused of selling drinks to Southern Cameroon Self-Defense Volunteers. So, as you are understanding this, So they're saying these detainees were lured from their cells under the false promise of freedom and only found themselves facing execution. I'm challenging the government of La République du Cameroon to come out if they actually believe that these are fabricated stories and these are lies. Let them produce these individuals mentioned here. Let them show them so that we see proof of life. Let the individuals come out and say, here I am, I have not been killed, I'm well strong and alive, and I am here or there. If La République du Cameroon believes that we are lying, let them show this. I'm urging Amnesty International. I'm urging Human Rights Watch. I'm urging all the rights organizations around the world. I'm urging the United Nations Human Rights Commission. Send investigators to go find out exactly what is happening around these areas and what has happened to these individuals whose names and details have clearly been given here. My people of Ambazonia, this is a pathetic situation, and we cannot just stay quiet and do nothing because it is hurting, it is embarrassing, just like it is shameful. My dear people of Ambazonia, we should call this ill by its name. These are summary executions going on. And while this is going on right before the eyes of Mbela Moki Charles, before the eyes of Chief Mukete in Kumba, before the eyes of all of those who are loitering around calling themselves representatives in the Parliament of La République du Cameroon, they are saying nothing. Yet, Mbela Moki Charles was the first to run and go out there and be saying he wanted to ensure the freedom of Moja Moja, who was outrightly torturing and murdering innocent civilians in the streets of Buea. This is all Mbela generally has to say.
Someone's knee is on the neck of Southwesterners, and this is the moment we should get out of what it is. We are being cowed to keep quiet and not to tell the truth.
So Mbela you see, you have definitely been cowed to keep quiet and not to say the truth because you are afraid of Mr. Okalia Bilai Bernard. You don't know what he's going to do to you because you are afraid of the government of Mr. Paul Biya, because you are afraid of. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And rather than face those people who are causing all this trauma, who are trying to annihilate the people of the southern Cameroons, you rather take your time and turn on to the same people who are the victims and claim that they are the problem. I'm taking this opportunity once more to urge the international community not to remain silent, because this is exactly how it started in Rwanda. It was going crescendo. If they came in to see how to resolve this on time, we would not have had the number of people that died dying. But I want to say this, because of the smartness of the government of La République du Cameroon that are under the constant and permanent coaching of Paris, what they're doing, they're rather executing what you would call a genocide in slow motion. Not very big numbers daily, but just numbers enough to make sure that by day and by night they are thinning and, undermining, reducing the population of the southern Cameroons, so that the world does not easily pay attention to the gory experiences that the people are exposed to on a daily basis, so that it gives the impression that it is just some minor thing that is happening. The scale is not of any importance, and so it's not attained the level where there has to be any form of intervention. This is exactly what has been happening day in, day out. And what is embarrassing, the United Nations is clearly aware that these are two peoples, two separate entities, two peoples with two destinies, with two separate cultures, with nothing in common. That France and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland have struggled for a long time in vain to lump together just to protect the interests of their countries. My dear people of Ambazonia, this is exactly why I continue to insist that we must at all times make the demonstrations that we organize really sound and solid, because this These demonstrations will go a long way to continue to call the attention of the entire world to what is going on in our land. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we will get into the beef, the key subject matter of this conversation. If you just joined, don't go away. Rather, share the link as you settle back to enjoy some of those vibes from Amazonia. Oh, thank you very much. That was a short trip to Nsot Land where we had this very beautiful number just to give us a little respite as we move into the core subject matter of our conversation today. This Thursday, the 19th of September 2024, the people of Buea are being convened by Peter Mafani Musonge along with David Mafani Namange to go into stupidity. I say absolute stupidity. I'm taking this occasion already to remind the people of Buea that we are still in lockdown and that anybody finding themselves outside at any odd moment, you are going to put yourself in a head-on collision with death. Please, you have at all given moments to pay attention to your safety. Prioritize your life. Prioritize your safety. Prioritize the safety of your children. Prioritize the safety of your spouse, of your loved ones. Better than the 5,000, the 1,000, the 2,000 that Peter Mafani Musonge and the blood-sucking regime in Yaoundé are coming with to dish out in Buea tomorrow. They know the context in which we find ourselves. They don't care about what matters to you and to me. They care about what matters to them and the additional power, ever more power that they are seeking, and the favors they continue to want to curry from Mr. Paul Biya. That is what matters to them. Elsewhere in the globe, we see people who call themselves elite, who are fortunate, who are being blessed, come back to look at the pains that the people are going through and pay attention on trying to help alleviate the pain from the people and help bring the people along so they could graduate from poverty and misery. Rather, we have a bunch of people here. The Mbelamokis, the Peter Mafani Musonges, the David Mafani Namange, the Ebakos, all of these people, the Muketes, all of them, the Fotabe Tandos, the Atanga Ponjis, all of them, all what they are interested in is their personal interest, even at the cost of our own lives, even at the cost of our well-being. They don't care. Take a look at this. You see, this mail is dated the 9th of September and was written by Peter Mafani Musonge. Hear what is more important to Peter Mafani Musonge. Hear the terms he uses. He says, it is Buea 9th of September 2024. The head of the Southwest Permanent Regional Delegation of the Central Committee of the CPDM to the heads of the Permanent Divisional Delegations of CPDM, Central Committee, Fako, Kupengwanenguba, the BLM, Manyumeme, and Dian. And he says, subject, projection of the documentary film titled Paul Biya, a great statesman with a prodigious destiny. Hear that. The projection of a documentary movie entitled Paul Biya, a great statesman with a prodigious destiny. They're talking like this about the same man who has ruined the lives of millions, the same man who has brought the death machine into Amazonia, the same man who has sent his dogs to come. They are raping our sisters, raping our women. They are crossing everybody on our land at will looting from our people, promoting misery, hardship, and dehumanization into our land. But this is what is very important for Peter Mafani Musonge. And he says, I have the honor to bring to your knowledge that the CPDM militants of the Southwest region have been invited by the organizers to the public projection of the documentary film titled Paul Biya, a Great Statesman with a Prodigious Destiny, scheduled to take place on Thursday, 19 September 2024 at some 1 p.m. in the Moliko Omnisport Stadium. It doesn't end there. He says, in order to make sure that this event, whose stakes for the Southwest region are very high. Wait a minute, please. Could you hear that? This event, whose stakes for the Southwest region are very high. That's a projection of a documentary film saying Paul Biya is a great statesman with a prodigious destiny. That's someone who is in the past. Because at 92, Paul Biya's future is in the past. That's it talking about destiny. At 92 or 93, Paul Biya is a relic. He's supposed to be standing right now in the museum, just as you see right ahead. If you are just tuning to this show, don't move, because the best is still to come. This is really an embarrassment. That for Peter Mafani Musonge, he believes that the stakes for the Southwest watching this thing are too high. And he says, in order to make sure that this event, whose stakes for the Southwest region are very high, is successful, a generous contribution of 1,500,000, that's 1.5 million CFA francs from each division, and 1 million CFA francs from the permanent regional delegation of the Central Committee should be sent to Chief Nasako Fitzgerald. Did you hear that? He says generous donation, generous, but he's fixing the amount. Generous donation, but he says your donation is generous, but it has to be 1.5 million from each division. So they have to go and tax people who don't have roads. If you are doubting, please, don't be vexed with me. These are people of Ekondo Titi. These are people, this is how they are struggling to move in Ekondo Titi. But the people of Ekondo Titi should collect 1.5 million CFA and give to Peter Mafani Musonge or to give to Nasako Fitzgerald, so that they should put together this money to go and project a documentary film saying that Paul Biya is a great statesman with a prodigious destiny. These are the people of Ekondo Titi. This is the kind of road that they are moving on. See how the people can't even circulate. But this doesn't matter to Peter Mafani Musonge. This doesn't constitute any stakes at all to Peter Mafani or Peter Malfini Musonge. No. What matters is contribute money for the projection of that film. What an embarrassment. He says, send that money to Chief Nasako Fitzgerald, telephone number 677-745377. That's Chief Nasako Fitzgerald. If you are in the diaspora, take note of this number. Call this number. Ask Nasako Fitzgerald what he has done to this pair of to these young girls. Let me get to these young girls. You should ask Fitzgerald Nasako. Listen to the story of these young girls. Ask Fitzgerald Nasako. I said the phone number is, if you want to dial, you are calling from abroad, +237 677 745 377. Again, +237 677 745 377. If you want to take just the number, then you put the international code ahead. 677 745 377. That is Fitzgerald Nasako. Reach out to him. Listen to these two young girls. Ask him what he has done for them.
And I'm a Backwarian. Since that incident, since the day of the incident, Mr. Enga has been threatening me, he has been calling my phone, he has been calling me that, because I told him that I'm going to report this matter. He said if I mention that it's 1 second for him to kill me, that it's going to end my life. And since I'm not working freely, like I'm scared of my life because I don't know the next step that he can do. He told me that he's a general in Central Police there, that if he wants to frame me up, it's 1 second for me. Since that day, I've been really traumatized, and he's only calling me and be threatening me that he's going to kill me. if I don't sleep with him again, that he will kill me. That if he does not sleep with I and my friend, that he's going to kill us. This is my friend here. Her name is Yolan.
Yeah, my name is Biya Buea. I'm a Bakurian from Bukoba, a school at GHS Bukoba Rora. I'm the victim of the incident I was caught on Sunday, in which I used Mr. Enganga's phone to call my friend to bring my birth certificate because I'm still 16. I don't have an ID card. I called her using his phone. Meanwhile, the man directly told me, Mr. Enga told me in his office that if I sleep with him, he's going to release me at the moment. I told him that no, I cannot, that is going to be traumatized. The man said, okay, I should go back to. They said I'm going to work inside them. And when not knowing that he has taken his phone and called my friend, telling her that they should meet up at checkpoint, in which they did without me knowing. It's just now that I found out, as she earlier said, after he slept with her, telling her that if she says anything, he's going to kill her. Also telling me that if he does not sleep with me, I'm not going to be released. In which I cried that day in the station until one other chef came and released me.
So, you hear this pathetic story. You hear this very pathetic story. It is happening in Buea. It happened in Buea. Did we hear anything? Piam from Peter Mafani Musonge? Not one word. Did we hear Piam from David Mafani Namange? Not one word. But this is when you hear from them. Look at this. This is another mail. The section president CPDM Fako 3 Buea to the section presidents of whatever. Invitation. The section president of CPDM Fako 3, Comrade David Mafani Namange ESQ, invites militants of the CPDM, WCPDM, and YCPDM to massively attend the public projection of the documentary film Paul Biya, A Great Statesman with a Prodigious Destiny. Date September 19, 2024. Moliko Omnisport Stadium, 11 a.m. Let me tell you folks, by the time you carry your coconut head, sorry for the insult, because if you are going there, then your head is coconut. That's what I mean. To go to this place, listen, ask yourself 1 million questions. Do I have a family? Do I have children? Do I have parents? Do I have siblings? Do I have people who love and care about me? Because you don't know what can happen. You are in a war zone. I've said here 1,001 times, my concern is the safety of the civilian population. For Peter Mafani Musonge, Bella Moki Charles, whether it's Mafini or whatever, David Namange, Ebako, all of them, including this Tabetando, all of these, Afranganji, Fu Jonathan, all of these people, what interests them is their personal aggrandizement within the Biya system. They don't care about your safety. All these things that the vehicle here, they are going to call you because they have made you totally poor and miserable to the point where you can't help yourself. They are sure that when they dangle you 1,000, 2,000, you will forget about the fact that something can happen to you. You will forget about the fact that you are putting your lives at risk. You will forget about the fact that you are going out there to fight against your own very destiny. You forget about the fact that you are going out there to glorify somebody who has rendered you what you are, and who by day and by night is torturing you, is dehumanizing you, is making you come across as half of a human being. That is what it is. When I say here sometimes that La République du Cameroon enforces poverty as a public policy, people think I'm joking. And this is extended into the southern Cameroons by people like Peter Mafani Musonge and others. This is what it is. They don't care about your lives. We complained about this to Mr. Lukom in Jakiri. He went out there in false bravado to go and march. By the time they finished marching, those who knew what was at stake and had their protection took off immediately, heavily escorted. And what happened to poor Lukom? Days after, we found his lifeless body. It pained me and it still pains me. That is a southern Cameroonian. When I read the eulogy from Kikishi Lawrence of CRTV regarding this gentleman, I mean, I couldn't hold back my tears. But that was false bravado. Because they deceive you, they brainwash you, they make you feel that you'll be protected. There'll be video projections, they'll show your faces. I don't want to lose any one of you. Stay in your house. Allow them to use trucks and cut people from La République du Cameroun to bring them. And cut those that they will buy from La République du Cameroun to bring them. At least they will protect them. And protect them until they take them back. Paul Biya has only been a curse to Southern Cameroonians. Never a blessing. I don't know what prodigious destiny they are talking about. And when you want to talk, this is what Bella Mokichas will say.
Someone's knee is on the neck of Southwesterners. And this is the moment we should get out of what it is. We are being called to keep quiet and not to tell the truth.
Bella Moki, start speaking the truth. Because it is only that truth that will set you free. Because while Musonge is saying the stakes for the Southwest are too high, we did not hear him say one word when this happened.
Happening now at Sandpit. I don't have voice again. The thing is understatement. The flood at Sandpit is understatement. Oh, look at how the water is entering into people's houses. Oh, God help us in Cameroon. On a ghost town like this on Wednesday. Oh, look at vehicles. They cannot pass. It's risky for them. There is really no way. You just have to turn back. Oh, heavy floods. Heavy flood at Sandpit this morning, Wednesday, happening now in front of Cité Adaloff. Oh, you can see my Cité. Oh, God, help me, help me, help me, help me. Oh, happening now in Cité Adaloff. Happening now in Cité Adaloff. Oh, God, help me. Help me, God. Look at it is entering into people's houses. Happening now at Sandpit. Woo! Happening now at Sandpit. I don't have voice again. The thing is understatement.
My people, don't get me wrong. Floods are happening everywhere else in the world. But the impact is minimal in places where there is careful town planning. You see the disorder in our towns and cities? Go back to the school books of old, in the days of West Cameroon. You see people gave their addresses with house number. They will say number 25, Nambeke Street, Victoria, Fako. Yes, number 13, Nambeke Street, Victoria, Fako, Southern Cameroons. Today, no. Is any house in that place numbered? The total disorder and total disorganization. Sometimes you have to pass through some people's living room to get to your own house. Oh, in Wahala, in La République Cameroon, it is even horrible. That's what they imported into our land, or that's what they exported into our land. Absolute urban disorder. These floods that are causing serious pain onto the people is totally avoidable. But even if they come, they can be carefully managed when there's thorough town planning and there's a good and well-functional drainage system. The effect will be minimal. Floods are happening in other parts of the world, but we don't see the effect as it is here. Because our people generally end up being totally helpless. They are on their own. Peter Mafani Musonge, Bella Mokichas, and all of those people, all they are caring about is how to worship God there ever more, so that in exchange, they can continue to be given sinecure position. Underline the word sinecure. If you know what it is, let me spell it. Pick up your phone, run to Uncle Google. Sinecure. S-I-N-E-C-U-R-E. Sinecure positions. Look it up. Because that's what they are. They are empty. They have no power. You see how you have somebody that calls himself Prime Minister John Gute, how he is ridiculed by day and by night. Even the French media in La République du Cameroun, by day and by night. But they auction our people's lives in exchange for those sinecure positions. Look at this. Why the people went through this pain? I did not hear Peter Mafani Musonge raise the small finger. I did not hear Bella Mokicha say, I'm going to meet the people to comfort them because of this pain. At least, Atanga and Ponji went to the far north, where floods also happened, and gave 1,750 francs, or he sent 1,750 francs to each flood victim. That is less than $3. I mean, less than $3. That's what they gave them to alleviate their pain from floods that swept everything, took away all their property, shattered their homes and everything, shattered their lives. The government of Cameroon went out and gave them less than $3 each to alleviate their pain. But at least they went. But in the case of Buea, no. Rather, this is what the mayor is offering them. The mayor of Buea Council and his team are currently moving around and sealing businesses in Buea because they are respecting civil disobedience, because the people are protesting and fighting for their rights. That is all they have on offer. That is all they can give to the people. Shy of this, they need to catch the people like sheep, gather them to the Moliko Omnisport Stadium, and say, sit down here so we'll take videos and show huge numbers of you who came to watch Paul Biya. That's when they don't gather young, hungry people and give them 2,000 francs with bread and sardine and a bottle of beer to wash off their brains, and ask them to go and stand on the streets and say they want Paul Biya to be their president again. My people, it is not only shameful, it is not only embarrassing, but it is disgusting. And come to think of it, this is that Paul Biya that they are talking about watching.
Voilà, je sais pas qui arrive là maintenant. C'est un autre président. Voilà. Ouh, voilà notre pâté, voilà notre pâté. Yeah. La démarche Maniakama Bobé. Voilà le pâté. On va le reprendre encore. On va recommencer le pâté. Voilà, après le président Tshisekedi, nous allons avoir maintenant l'arrivée de notre père qui va arriver. Le président attend le président du Cameroun. Voilà.
Look at Paul Biya. See the way he's moving. He can't even move straight. Look at a shadow of himself. He wants to be president again. This is the man because of whom Peter Mafani Musonge, because of whom David Mafani Namange, because of whom Belamoki Charles, because of whom John Gute, because of whom Fontabetando, because of whom Chief Mukete Ebako, because of whom all of these people are gathering our brothers, sisters to go to the Moliko Omni Stadium to expose their life to danger. This is it, where they can be caught in the crossfire at any time because of this nonagenarian who can't even help himself. If you thought you have seen enough, wait until you watch this other one.
What be this?
Just look at the man moving there like a ngaput, a real ngaput. This is a great grandfather who ought to go look for a place and sit. He can't. But because of him, they are sending people out in the streets in the southern Cameroons to go and die. And people will go out there, put their lives in harm's way because of 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 to go and say Paul Biya to do shoga. That is your ngaput of a shoga here. Look at that's your ngaput of a shoga here. Perhaps you are just joining. Let me take you back to this dark movement, dark foul, to this dark movement again.
Commencer le pâté. Voilà, après le président Tshisekedi, nous allons avoir maintenant l'arrivée de notre père qui va arriver. Le président attend le président du Cameroun. Voilà le pâté qui arrive dans sa démarche Maniakama Bobé. Yeah.
Shameful, embarrassing, disgusting, to say the least. Just look at it. Enjoy the soundbite.
What be this?
So disgusting, so painful to watch. It's a shame, but that is what it is. My dear people of Amazonia, I'd like to thank all of you who devoted time to be part of this show. Share the link as much as you can, so so that many more Amazonians will be part of this discussion. And most especially, don't forget to make arrangements to find yourself in New York on Friday for that very important demonstration out there. And if you are anywhere in Europe, make sure not to forget the rendezvous in Rome on the 27th and 28th for that conference, which is also a fundraiser that I talked about at the beginning of this show. And then for those of you who have the means to help, please rush quickly to amberrelief2018@gmail.com. Use either Zelle or PayPal and make a contribution for us to help our people who are facing multiple challenges in the dungeons of La République du Cameroon and here and there. I want to thank all of you for taking the pain to be part of this broadcast, or for taking the time to be part of this broadcast. So go ahead, share the link as much as you can, and let our people be part of it. I'll be right back here sometime soon for us to continue our education campaign. To God be the glory. Thank you so much for watching.